morning sa ating lahat. Ito, magluluto ako ng good morning YouTube pala. Sorry. Luluto ako ng panang manok. Ayan o. Ricardo. Hahalo ko sa green beans. Yan. Yan. Baka hindi nyo pa natikman ito. Yan. Pata ng baboy sana pero wala. Hindi maganda ang pata ng baboy. Ma-high blood ka ron. Ito na lang, panang manok. Yan. Subaybayan nyo ang pagluluto ko. Salamat sa atin lahat. Ito, gisa natin yung bawang, sibuyas, luya. Gisa natin yung panang manok para hindi malansa. Lutong ano to, lutong Macau. Tsambaan na luto. Ay, tsambaan na luto. Luya. Ayan. Tapos pala, haluan ko mamaya ng galawang sayuti. Ayan. Galing dyan sa tanim namin dyan sa baba. Okay. Fresh na sayuti. Oh, ilagay na yung paa ng manok. Para mabango. Tapos, halulog sa pan. Green beans. Ng konting mantika. Ngayon natin ng tubig. Ayan. Natin ang paminta. Mga to. Mga to. Haluan natin ang pabango. Ayan. Ayan. Isa na. Lagyan na natin dito sa green beans. Ayan. Ayan nyo. Simple na luto. Sarap pag naluto. Okay, mamaya ulit. Thank you. Kaya na tayo. Ito ang ulam namin, oh. Yan. Panang manok, tapos green beans, saka sayuti. Luto ng kwan yan. Cowboy. Yan. Tapos, ayan yung bawang, sibuyas, luya. Pangpababa ng blood pressure. O, yan. O, sige, kakain na tayo. Panuorin nyo. Salamat. Kain na. Kain na tayo. YouTube, kain na. Oh. Ano ng nyug? Ang lagyan ko ng ulam para masarap. Mackenzie Gray in Ottawa. Thanks for Mackenzie. Later on, I'll speak with political activist and friend of Navalny, Bill Browder, on what he feels about his death
and what it means for democracy in Russia. Ukraine's president says there is a link to what is happening in his country and the death of Navalny in Russia, who he says was killed by Putin.
Putin kills whoever he wants,
Bawang, sibuyas, luya, pangpababa ng blood pressure.
or anyone else who seems at the target exactly to him.
Zelensky made the comments during the Munich Security Conference today as Ukraine was handed a blow on the battlefield. After months of intense combat, Ukrainian soldiers have withdrawn from the eastern city of Avdiivka, where troops were said to be at risk of being surrounded by Russian forces. As Reggie Chikidi reports, Ukraine's wartime leader is calling for the world to step up as the Kremlin pushes forward.
This will be how Ukraine's military remembers Avdiivka, a hollowed-out, decimated wasteland of buildings that now lies in the hands of the aggressor. We can get our land back, and Putin can lose. Amid an unrelenting Russian push, Ukraine's new general pulled his troops out in what he called an effort to preserve life and equipment. It's not a strategic win for Russia, but symbolic of Ukraine's struggles.
The Russian sort of victory is getting them control over tragic smoking husk of the town.
The fall of Avdiivka comes amid what Volodymyr Zelensky says is an artificial deficit of weapons. Ukraine is using more than it received, with some allies, including its biggest backer, struggling to meet demand.
The cost of inaction by the Congress is stark, and it's being borne on the shoulders of Ukrainian soldiers.
Bawang.
A U.S. bipartisan Senate-passed defense bill still faces stiff resistance from House Republicans, giving the Russian military a leg up.
Our allies are watching this closely. Our adversaries are watching this closely.
Ayuti.
We wait.
Mhm.
Means that there will be more people killed
Bagong putas.
in Ukraine.
A diminished Ukrainian defense exposes faults along its borders with NATO countries, which could only embolden the Kremlin to push harder and deeper into Ukrainian territory.
If we allow an aggressor like Putin to take land with impunity, they keep going.
In a phone call on Saturday, President Joe Biden reaffirmed the United States' commitment to continue supporting Ukraine, even as politics stand in the way.
While people are playing partisan games in Washington, real people are losing their lives as a result of this delayed or diminished aid.
Do not ask Ukraine when the war will end. Ask yourself, why is Putin still able to continue it? An almost eternal question nearly 2 years after this war erupted. Reggie Chikini, Global News, Washington.
Foreign ministers from G7 nations, including Canada, are expressing deep concern about the plight of 1.5 million Palestinians trapped in southern Gaza, warning of devastating civilian consequences if Israel launches a full-scale military operation in Rafah. The U.S. Secretary of State is urging Israel to open new dialogue and seek peace with its Arab neighbors.
I think there's an extraordinary opportunity for Israel in the months ahead to actually, once and for all, end that cycle.
But in Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, whoever is telling us not to operate in Rafah is telling us to lose the war. And there is no point in truce talks until
At ng
Hamas
sabaw.
changes regional demands. In advance of
Paan ng
Israel's
manok.
scores of civilians are fleeing Rafah with
Wow.
nowhere safe to go. While the U.S. Secretary of State is talking about peace, Donald
Sayuti.
Trump has his eye elsewhere. He says if he becomes president again, NATO allies like Canada better
Hirit ang
defend
kanin.
Israeli targets, or else he'll encourage Russia to attack them. So how serious is this threat? Mercedes Stevenson speaks with Canada's defense minister and Trump's former national security advisor.
Nathan, the Liberal government has been brushing off threats from former U.S. President Donald Trump.
Ang tulo ni Brel ni Iding.
Some NATO members defend
Ang tulo ni Brel.
themselves in the case of
Patulog.
Wala kasi nalipatan ng sa
Nga.
adati kwa da iji
Kwati ka
klase na. Nalipatan ng adati kwa da kung nagpapadas dayta.
No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would
Nalipatan.
encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You gotta pay. You gotta pay you back.
Ay nalipatan na si
If he's concerned that a
Sila lang di awan
re-elected
EJ
will pull out of NATO, and if NORAD can also also be in jeopardy if Trump is dissatisfied with Canada's defense spending, something that would undermine Canada's sovereignty and ability to defend itself.
I will tell you, I'm not worried, but I'm highly motivated. We are looking to do more. Canada must do more and needs to do more. We will be doing more. With respect to defense spending, I'm confident in NATO's commitment, and I'm also confident in the United States' continued support of that commitment.
Someone who knows Trump very well says
Parang
NATO
manok.
allies should be worried. Trump's former national security advisor told the West Bloc that the U.S. was pretty close to pulling out of the military alliance under Trump, and that his threats are more than just rhetoric.
In Brussels in 2018,
Unit ulit.
we were right on the edge of withdrawing from NATO then, and fortunately it didn't happen. Trump is doing this to lay the foundation to withdraw, and if anybody really thinks he's not serious, they need to think again.
We'll also speak to John Bolton about the threat posed by Iran. He is someone who's been targeted by the regime for assassination. Nathan?
Mercedes Stevenson in Ottawa. Thanks, Mercedes. And you can watch her full interviews with Bill Blair and John Bolton tomorrow morning on the West Block, right here on Global. We've all heard the warnings artificial intelligence could interfere with democracy. Now, 20 tech startups and giants, including Google, Meta, TikTok, and X, have signed an accord promising to work together to stop their software from creating deep fakes depicting political candidates. The companies also say they'll try to detect and label bogus pictures and video, but won't ban them. And it's still not clear how this largely symbolic pact will be enforced. AI is being used legitimately within politics, though. David Aiken looks at what one Canadian firm is doing with the technology and where Ottawa is at in regulating it.
This is not the real Joe Biden.
It's important that you save your vote for the November election.
That was a robocall created with artificial intelligence software to sound like the U.S. president, but it was a fake, intended to deceive as many as 25,000 voters in the recent New Hampshire primaries. Authorities investigated, and they charged a Texas man.
It's providing us a real-life example of an attempt to use AI to interfere with an election.
But AI is also being used by political actors in legitimate ways. A new US-based product called VoterVate, for example, uses AI to help campaigns quickly find potential voters, analyze voter data, and help get out the vote. Well, AI use in U.S. politics, both good and bad, is on the increase.
Solve na.
It's still at the beginning
Ayos,
stages
thank
in
you.
Canada. I don't think
Sa panonood.